Welcome to Let's Learn 2024 D&D, where I go over a different rule of the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition in 2024. This is for people looking for a quick rule refresher or looking to get into the game. Today, we're talking about D20 tests. So let's learn. In 2024 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, the phrase D20 test is a new blanket term for the three main situations in which you roll a 20-sided dice: attack rolls, skill checks or ability checks, and saving throws. I'll talk about these three checks briefly, but go into them in more detail in a future video. To break them down simply, an attack roll is your character rolling a 20-sided dice to make some form of attack. This includes firing a bow, making a spell attack with the magic action, or swinging a weapon. You roll a 20-sided dice, add the relevant ability score modifier and proficiency bonus if you have proficiency in the weapon to determine the result of an attack roll. A skill check or ability check is when your character is attempting to perform one of the many skills available to characters within Dungeons & Dragons. The same formula as before applies. Proficiency bonus, relevant ability score modifier, plus the D20 roll equals the check's result. Lastly is the saving throw. This is a roll you make to avoid some form of debilitating effect. A prime example is a dexterity saving throw to dodge out of the way of a fireball. Saving throws follow the similar formula as the other D20 tests. So now that we know a little about what D20 tests consist of, let's talk about when a D20 test is made and how you know when to make it. A D20 test is requested by the Dungeon Master or Game Master of your game. They will specify the type of D20 test that you need to make, and you will roll a 20-sided dice. In some occasions, you may benefit from the advantage or disadvantage of which we previously discussed, and you will add the associated modifier and proficiency bonus to the D20 test and convey the result to your Dungeon Master. The result of your roll is often compared to a threshold in which you need to meet in order to succeed the D20 test you are making. In combat, this could be the armor class of a creature you are trying to beat. In a skill check, it could be the number you need to obtain to climb a section of a wall. And in a saving throw, it would be the number you need to roll to dodge out of the way of the aforementioned fireball. The number that you need to beat is determined by the creature's stat block or by your Dungeon Master. And you do not usually know this difficulty number. You find out the result after you roll. In some cases, there are rare occasions where you have a D20 test that combat a difficulty in which you know the number that you need to succeed. An example of this is the death saving throw. It's a unique D20 test in which your character has fallen to 0 hit point on their turn and they roll a D20 test. On a 10 or better, it is considered a success. On a 9 or lower, the result is considered a failure. If you stack a few of these successes, your character might just live, but if you fail a few, you might lose your character and have to roll up a new one. This is roughly the extent of D20 tests in a nutshell. I want to go over them individually a little more and give some more detail onto each one of them in upcoming videos. It's somewhat of a branching topic that kind of explores everything that you really need to do when rolling 20-sided dice, so it's something we should go into a little more detail with in the next few videos. So with that, thank you all for listening to Let's Learn. Go ahead and leave a like and subscribe, and if you want to get notification for this, hit a bell if you haven't already. If there's another topic you want to cover for the 2024 rules of Dungeons & Dragons, or have a question about the topic we just covered, leave a comment. The point of these are to be educational and informative and to help introduce the game to people who may not have played before or are trying to get back into it in the new rule set. So thank you guys.